Week 8 studs and duds. Jeffrey, let's get it started. These wide receivers deserved an A+ in Week 8. Give me the list, Jeffrey.
Michael Pittman Jr., Jamar Chase, Jalen Waddle, Lad McConkey, Khalil Shakir.
Troy Franklin. Troy Franklin popped off this week. It was the highest over-under of the week. I expected it to go more to Cortland Sutton, but that college connection that Bo Nix and Trey Franklin has seems to be paying off. 6 receptions for 89 yards and 2 of them things. Them things is touchdowns. 2 of them things. Very impressive. Almost 27 fantasy points. Nice. Michael Pittman Jr. popped off this week. 8 for 95 yards and a touchdown. The Indianapolis Colts have been very impressive this year. Honestly, probably my biggest surprise. Keep it up, Pittman. Jamar Chase keeps getting it done with Joe Flacco. 12 receptions for 91 yards. No touchdowns, but I love the targets. He had 18 targets. Are you kidding me? That's crazy. Stay healthy, Joe Flacco. We need you. Because with Flacco here, Chase is going to be just fine. Jalen Waddle is getting it done as the #1 wide receiver on the Miami Dolphins. I was not expecting them to ball out this week, but they popped off. And he was a beneficiary of that. 5 receptions for 99 yards and a touchdown. Now, is this a blip in the radar for the Dolphins, or is this going to be their new normal? Somewhere in between. Can't trust the Falcons. Khalil Shakir went 6 for 88 and a touchdown. Buffalo's going to spread it around. It was his week. Lad McConkey was clearly the guy this week. 10 targets? Nice. Keenan had 5 and Quentin Johnson had 0? He wasn't injured, right? Because that's crazy work. Regardless, Lad got it done. 6 for 88 and a touchdown. I still think they're going to spread it around. He's starting to stack up good weeks. As for the honorable mentions, Rome Odunze, Xavier Hutchinson, and Roman Wilson, they all got you either 17 or 18 fantasy points. Pretty good, guys. Moving on to the wide receiver duds. Week 8 wide receiver duds. Give me the list, Jeffrey.
Emeka Egbuka, Keon Coleman, Matthew Golden, Darnell Mooney, Jerry Jeudy.
Emeka Egbuka had 9 targets and only turned that into 3 for 35. Ugh. Baker did miss him on a couple. I like the targets, but the production wasn't there. Honestly, it was really due to defensive matchup. Defense got us multiple turnovers, ran in a touchdown or 2. It was more circumstance. You're obviously still playing Emeka Egbuka. Very disappointing, but I'm not down on him. Keon Coleman is going to be super hit or miss every week. You got to know what you're setting yourself up for. 3 for 30 still isn't great, though. What's the point of drafting Matthew Golden in the first round if you're not going to get him involved? 3 targets for 4 yards? Are you kidding me? Now, y'all did win by a large margin, so clearly y'all know what you're doing. But from a draft standpoint, you drafted him in the first round and he's getting 3 targets for 4 yards. We're 8 weeks into the season. What are we doing here? With Drake London out, I thought Darnell Mooney would step up. I was wrong on that one. Had a few misses this week. This was one of them. There were more. He went 1 for 11 and had 4 targets. Kirk Cousins, what's going on? You getting smacked up by the Miami Dolphins? Who knows when you're going to get another opportunity to start? That was embarrassing. You should be ashamed. And hopefully nobody's starting Jerry Jeudy at this point. He had 2 targets, 0 receptions. Yikes. Moving on to the running back position. Week 8 running back studs. Give me the list, Jeffrey.
Jonathan Taylor, James Cook, Saquon Barkley, Breece Hall, Chase Brown,
and RJ Harvey. Jonathan Taylor has been unbelievable this year. Another game with 150 rushing yards. And 2 of them things. Them things is touchdowns. 2 of them things. He had an 80-yard touchdown today. This man is just making it routine at this point. Oh, and did I mention he had another touchdown in the air? 174 total yards, 3 touchdowns. The man is incredible. And to think he was falling in drafts. Didn't expect the Colts to be this good. But wow. He might win us some championships. Stay healthy, young blood. James Cook went nuclear on the ground this week. 216 rushing yards? Are you kidding me? Plus he had 2 touchdowns. James Cook popped off. On most other weeks, bro, you would have been #1. But you know who was right behind you? Saquon Barkley, who balled out this week. Welcome back, Saquon. We have missed you. 150 rushing yards, 4 receptions, 2 total touchdowns. Love to see it. 33 fantasy points. He did come up hurt a little bit towards the end, went into the blue medical tent. I think it's a hamstring. From what I'm hearing, he should be fine after the bye, but we'll have to wait and evaluate that. Regardless, it's good to have you back. Stay healthy, bro. We need you. Breece Hall is alive. Came into this week banged up. Wasn't expecting much from you, but you did your thing. 147 total yards, 2 touchdowns. One of them was a really nice tightrope on the side. Looking good, my boy. I still think they're gonna trade you though. They probably should. And I would be happy for you to get off this terrible, terrible team, away from this terrible, terrible franchise. You deserve better. Chase Brown is officially back to relevancy. This is multiple weeks where he's usable and impressive. Joe Flacco has completely changed this offense. How many times is this man gonna do this? This whole Bengals team is better now that Joe Flacco's there. The fact that y'all lost this game is crazy. You dropped like 38 points. Whatever, I'll get into that later. Over 100 total yards, 2 touchdowns. Good job, Chase Brown. Keep it up. RJ Harvey didn't get a lot of opportunities, but he made his presence known. My man had 7 carries for 48 yards, but 2 rushing touchdowns and a receiving touchdown. He had 51 total yards and 3 touchdowns. Are you kidding me? 3 touchdowns is crazy. Jeffrey, show me the honorable mentions, please.
Yes, sir. Devon Achane,
Kilmani Vidal,
Derrick Henry, Javonte Williams,
Isaiah Davis. All these guys deserve an A or A minus. They had 17 to 20 fantasy points. Achane is always balling, don't really need to get into him. Kilmani Vidal is doing work though. 127 total yards and a touchdown. Derrick Henry did work without Lamar Jackson. He may have only had 71 yards, but he had 2 of them things. Love to see it. Javonte Williams may have only had 49 yards, but he had 2 of them things. Scoring 2 touchdowns in a revenge game, solid. But the Dallas Cowboys still lost that game, so I don't know how happy you actually were, but 2 touchdowns, solid revenge. And Isaiah Davis carved up the Cincinnati Bengals. Over 100 total yards, 5 receptions. Once Breece Hall gets shipped out of here, Isaiah Davis will be the guy. Book it. All right, Jeffrey, take me to my running back duds. Week 8 running back duds. Give me a list of these bums, Jeffrey.
Bijan Robinson, Jordan Mason, Quinshon Judkins, Aaron Jones, Rico Dowdle, Ramondre Stevenson, Treveon Henderson.
Bijan Robinson was horrific this week. But to be honest, so was the entire Atlanta Falcons team. Drake London was out, and his team fell apart, got embarrassed by the Miami Dolphins. Bijan had 9 carries for 25 yards. If you're getting blown out, give it to Bijan. He only had 3 targets. I'll never understand if you're losing a game, why not give it to your best player? Like, at least go down swinging. Did I miss an injury? He had less than 6 fantasy points. What are we doing here? It's actually really funny. I got a bunch of people in my comments like, thanks, Bijan was a great start. Bro, Bijan was in my must starts. Of course he was. He's Bijan Robinson going against a terrible Miami Dolphins team. I'm sorry it didn't work out for you. But good Lord, acting like it was a bad thing to say that Bijan is a must start. Duh, have you ever played fantasy football before? There are gonna be hits and misses. Welcome to fantasy football. Welcome to the NFL. This is how it works. There are gonna be down weeks of superstars. What are you gonna do, bench him next week? Clowns. All right, back to your regularly scheduled program. I had to get that off my chest though. I had like 4 or 5 comments about it. And I was just like, what do you want me to do? Tell you not to start a superstar? Yeah, bro, bench CMC while you're at it. See how far that gets you. Jordan Mason was horrific. He had 4 carries for 3 yards. Oh my God, that's so bad. 1 target for 3 yards. I mean, he got you less than 2 PPR points. That's crazy work. Speaking of the Vikings, Aaron Jones didn't do much better. 5 carries for 15 yards. Ugh. Rico Dowdle was disappointing, but they were getting blown out. So I guess I get it. Ramondre Stevenson and Travion Henderson were both awful from a fantasy standpoint. But in real life, Travion Henderson did well. 10 carries for 75 yards is great. 7.5 yards a carry. But when you fumble and you're not involved at all in the passing game, you get less than 6 fantasy points. So on one hand, I was impressed with your running. On the other hand, still didn't help anybody for fantasy football. Definitely still a buy low in Dynasty though. Moving on to the quarterbacks. Week 8 quarterback studs. Jeffrey?
Jordan Love, Drake May, Justin Herbert, Jalen Hurts, Bo Nix.
Jordan Love put it on Aaron Rodgers. 360 yards and 3 of them things. Steelers defense are not as good as we thought when they came into the league, and it's really showing because they're getting shredded up. Good job stopping that revenge game though, Love. Drake May has been fantastic recently. 282 passing yards, but it's the 50 rushing yards. The man is running, not to mention 3 touchdowns. I've been really impressed with Drake May. I'm excited to go back and watch some film because that Browns defense is for real, for real. He had 3 touchdowns. Looking forward to seeing that breakdown. Justin Herbert balled out on Thursday Night Football. 227 yards and 3 of them things, but he ran the ball. 62 rushing yards? That's a lot for him. Put us on notice on Thursday night. Also whooped up on the Vikings. Jalen Hurts balled out without A.J. Brown. A.J. who? Yeah, he might have only thrown for less than 200 yards, but he threw for 4 of them things. And anytime you throw for 4 touchdowns, you're doing something right. Bo Nix also showed out against the Dallas Cowboys, also throwing for 4 touchdowns. And that dude really likes Troy Franklin. That college connection, it's coming back. Definitely worth the grab off of waivers. Jeffrey, give me the honorable mentions, please.
Yes, sir.
I'll help you with the first one. Joe Flacco.
Tua Tagovailoa, Josh Allen, Daniel Jones, CJ Stroud.
All these guys scored between 22 and 24 points. Solid. Moving on to the duds. Week 8 quarterback duds. Give me a list of bums, Jeffrey.
Caleb Williams, Dak Prescott, Baker Mayfield, Kirk Cousins,
And Andy Dalton. Caleb Williams didn't completely crush you, but it was definitely disappointing going up against a bad Ravens team. He did throw for 285, but he had no touchdowns, threw a pick, only ran for 24 yards. He got you like 12, 13 fantasy points. He's more of a D-, but still, disappointing. I was not expecting Dak Prescott to throw less than 200 yards and 0 touchdowns in this one. What? I know they got the work done on the ground, but they did lose to the Denver Broncos pretty handily. He had CeeDee Lamb there, George Pickens, and Pat Surtain was out. Under those circumstances, I figured he would have played better. Figured Dallas would have played better. The man had 0 touchdowns and 2 picks. Ooh. My man got you less than 10 fantasy points. Yikes. Speaking of less than 10 fantasy points. My dog Baker Mayfield did not need to do very much in a, can we call it a blowout win? Really wasn't needed. The defense was getting turnovers, short fields, running the ball in for touchdowns. Not overly surprised, got 150 yards passing, no touchdowns, no picks. If you're not gonna throw any touchdowns, please don't throw any picks. 4.1 fantasy points. It was really ho-hum because he really didn't need to do much. We were up pretty much the whole game and we ran in our touchdowns. Still love me some Baker. Just wasn't his week for fantasy. But he got that dub. Good job, Baker. A win is a win, my boy. A win is a win. I know most people weren't out there starting Andy Dalton, but I'm in a 2-quarterback league and Trevor Lawrence, Geno Smith was on a bye. JJ McCarthy still isn't starting yet. And I was already starting Flacco. I needed a second quarterback. So I picked up Andy Dalton. And that was a mistake because he was hot garbage. He threw for less than 200 yards, had a pick, 2 fumbles. He was sacked 7 times. It was just god awful. He got me 2 fantasy points in a super flex. I mean, I'm still winning for now, but it's gonna be close. And it shouldn't be, because you got me 2 points. Ugh. And I threw Kirk Cousins in here because he was pathetic. Threw for less than 200 yards, no touchdowns. He didn't throw any picks or turn the ball over, so that's at least good. But man, how many opportunities are you going to get? You got to make good on your opportunities, old man. I know Drake London was out, but you had Bijan Robinson throwing the ball. Ugh, I'm done looking at quarterbacks, Jeffrey. Take me to the tight ends. Week 8 tight end studs. Give me the list, Jeffrey.
Tucker Kraft,
Oronde Gadsden II, Harold Fannin Jr.
Dallas Goedert,
Tucker Kraft was unbelievable this week. 7 receptions for 143 yards and 2 touchdowns? Oh my God. This dude balled out. Those are superstar numbers. Man, I got you 33 fantasy points. That's crazy work. Oronde Gadsden, he's here to stay. 5 for 77 and a touchdown. I think he's going to be hit or miss week to week because they have so many weapons. I mean, it's not just him. Lad McConkey, Keenan Allen, Quentin Johnston. For now, it's Kamani Vidal. But in like 4 weeks, Omarion Hampton. Each week, I think it's going to be puts and takes for each player. But you in the mix, young blood. Harold Fannin did work. 6 for 62 and a touchdown. I'm actually very disappointed because I dropped you and I actually ended up picking up a guy that's in the duds because I was making a stack. Very disappointing. But Harold Fannin did work. 18 fantasy points. Can't complain about that. And Dallas Goedert just keeps scoring touchdowns, man. I guess that's just a thing now. 3 for 28 and 2 touchdowns. What? Let Devontae get a touchdown. Nah, they worked though. Good job. Let's check out the honorable mentions.
Kyle Pitts,
Mason Taylor.
George Kittle,
All these guys got you roughly 14 points. I was impressed that Kyle Pitts went 9 for 9. But other than that, the rest of these guys got here based on a touchdown. Moving on to the tight end duds. Week 8 tight end duds and honorable mentions. Give me the list, Jeffrey.
TJ Hawkinson, Dalton Kincaid, Jake Ferguson,
Honorable mentions.
Hunter Henry, Evan Engram, Mark Andrews.
All these guys got you less than 8 fantasy points in PPR, which is pretty bad. TJ Hawkinson is in a bad spot. 2 receptions for 26 yards. You're probably getting rookie JJ McCarthy back next week. I'm not overly confident to see how that goes. Dalton Kincaid is going to be hit or miss depending on the week. He went 1 for 23, which is low-key kind of wild in a game where they were blowing people out. 3.3 fantasy points is pretty gross. But Jake Ferguson was the most disappointing on the week. I need to go back and figure out if he got hurt. He only had 1 target, and I have a hard time believing that's true without him being mauled. He had been pivotal in their offense, and they targeted him 1 time. I'm not seeing any injury stuff pop up, so I guess I need an explanation. What happened? Crazy work. Crazy work. As for the honorable mentions, Hunter Henry quasi-saved himself with his 1 catch being a touchdown. Evan Engram disappointed me the most personally. 4 for 36 isn't the worst thing in the world, but I did drop Harold Fannin to grab him, so that's extra disappointing. To be fair to myself, I did have Bo Nix, and I was looking for a stack in the highest over-under of the week, but it might have cost me a dub. And Mark Andrews is streaky at best, and he didn't have Lamar Jackson, so ho-hum. So, who helped you get a dub, and who led to your defeat? Let me know down in the comments. That's it for the fantasy content, but I did want to talk to y'all. I've been telling you that I was going to give you an update on what's been going on. It's been really busy, but I'm trying to get everything out to you. Certain things are taking longer than others. 2 weeks ago, I recorded, edited, and was ready to post, but my file got corrupted and I couldn't. That was the week that I was recording with my phone. Just, these are the must starts, these are the sits. So I was literally editing on a plane in the dark for hours. I guess I didn't have the right version of Adobe, so I needed to update it. But when I updated it, it wouldn't take my WebM files. Long story short, it ended up all getting corrupted and I couldn't use any of it. So I had to record everything with my phone. I'm up here posting fantasy football must starts on a way to one of my best friend's weddings. And it wasn't the greatest quality of posts, but it got out to y'all. Wedding went great. It was awesome. You may not have noticed this, but I haven't been using the animations as much as I normally do. Now, you still see the animations like when I'm talking to Jeffrey and it comes up. I was doing all that in post, So like I'd record regular and then I have to add it all in, which is, let's just say, time consuming, one at a time, one at a time. And it's been really challenging. I was having some computer issues, so one day I'll give you a tour of my studio. But I basically have multiple stream decks. I got two 36s with a bunch of buttons. And I guess when OBS needed to update, it no longer took the previous versions of things. So I needed updated versions, and Stream Deck just refused to download on my computer. Then Windows needed to be reinstalled, but there was a bug. I worked with ChatGPT for like 2 weeks to try to figure this out. And then eventually I was like, Chat, this is taking too long. I need to get this going. I'm sick of not having my buttons talking about Cam Ward being bad. Like, I don't want to do that in post. I spent thousands of hours programming these buttons. I want to use them. And so the lovely people at Microsoft helped me out. They took over my computer, which is awesome, and basically just reinstalled Windows 11. They had to do some stuff in the background because that's why it wasn't reinstalling myself when I did it, but they have the magic, so they did the magic. And now it's back. I got my animations, which is awesome. I can switch my scenes with my foot. You can't see it, but underneath the desk, I have a foot pedal stream deck. So that's how I switch back and forth between these. So it's nice to have that back because I've been like, all these little things just add up to taking more time. And I'm trying to give you more content as well, right? So like, I've been doing rankings recently. I hadn't previously been doing those, but I've been doing rankings. And I think it's really helpful just to show where I range and how I group players and whatnot. Let me know what y'all think about that in the comments. I've been really digging your comments and talking with y'all. Now that I have my stuff situated, I'm going to try to go live again. I have not been going live. I really, really liked going live before the season started. I got caught up. I was super busy. Oh, I haven't even mentioned that I've been working like crazy. I don't know, anywhere between 50 and 60 hours a week, plus recording, editing, posting, doing research. It's been a lot. I couldn't fit in doing lives and getting all that other stuff done. But now that I have my buttons back, this next week is going to be kind of crazy at work. But after that, I should be able to slow down and get more engaged with y'all. I'm really looking forward to talking to y'all. It's been a long time coming. I should have gone live forever ago. But better late than never. I've been working on not being as hard on myself as I normally am. I'm very hard on myself with this kind of stuff. I'm a perfectionist. As you can see, I like my nice things and the animations, and I want everything to be cool and interesting. And yeah, I know I'm just talking about football and fantasy football, but like I try to make it entertaining. But yeah, if you made it this far, thanks. I really appreciate all your support. It's been a long journey. Started this in 2019. I'm never gonna stop. So it's just a big learning experience. And I love it. I'm exhausted. Currently 1:30 in the morning and I have a lot of work to do. I still have to edit, post, and all that stuff, but it's all worth it. I like helping y'all win championships, and let's go get another one. Hopefully you survive by apocalypse. 6 teams on a bye is crazy work, plus all the injuries. If you have any questions, hit me up. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and the notification bell down below. And I'll see you soon, Bay Nation. Thanks for rocking with me. Peace.